Okay, so here's the final installment of this thing. I keep running out of room on my phone before I finish my thoughts. Last year, my kidneys shut down and I bloated up and I was in agony. I nearly died. I was a solid week. I keep getting bit by mosquitoes, so that's why I'm flinching and moving. It was a solid week of agony, where I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating. If I tried to eat, I'd throw up. It was really bad. I was walking up and down the length of the field constantly because if I didn't keep moving, the pain would just overtake me, you know. And I reluctantly agreed to go into the hospital. And anyway, I'm afraid of hospitals because of my experiences when I was a kid and experiences that I had after that too. But I did reluctantly agree to go in because a doctor who's a friend of the family here that lets me camp on their property agreed that he'd see me. When I went in there, of course, I don't wear face coverings or whatever, and I got into a conflict with the staff there over that. And one of the nurses told me that I was committing attempted murder against virtually everyone in that building by walking in there maskless. Well, that was kind of crazy. But all I can say to that is, if that was true, then that makes me a really dangerous criminal. So why weren't the police called? If that were true, then what they should have done is they should have done a head count. They should have counted every single person in that building, both patients, staff, visitors, everyone. And I should have been facing, whatever that number is, that many attempted murder charges. Because according to them, I tried to murder virtually everyone in the building by breathing without a piece of cloth over my nose and mouth. That's how ridiculous things are. Anyway, here's the thing. Our Prime Minister here in Canada, he even went so far as to say that he wasn't going to allow a good crisis to go to waste. That he saw an opportunity in it, to implement all kinds of things that he wanted to implement. And he openly admitted that. Now, look, even if I am wrong and it is just what they say it is, and they're telling us the truth and all the rest of it, I can't imagine that is true, but let's just for a minute give them the benefit of the doubt and say that these politicians and other people like that are actually honest. And we'll overlook all the stuff that doesn't make any sense, and we'll just give them credit and say, these people told us the truth. I'll put it to you this way. I'll make an analogy. Imagine if I had a really close female friend. Like I say, I'm not looking to get mixed up with a woman anymore. I've given up on that. That woman from last year pretty well drove the point home for me, but that just isn't for me. But let's just say that I haven't given up on it, and I have this really close female friend, and I happen to find out that she's in danger. Somebody who I know to be really dangerous is looking to do her serious harm. And if she stays in her house, and so on, some night that person's going to break into her house and they're going to seriously hurt her, maybe even kill her. And I know this. So let's say I want to protect her. And let's say I have a place to live, a proper place to live. Let's say I'm still in my house that I lost. You have to pardon me, I'm getting eaten alive here. But let's say I'm in my house that I lost. And let's say I go and I talk to her and I tell her about this danger. And I say, look, you come and stay at my house because that person doesn't really know me. And they're not going to expect you to be there, and you'll probably be safe there. And she trusts me, and I am telling her the truth, too. And we're close, and she trusts me, so she packs up a bag, and she comes with me to my house. Now, that first night, come bedtime, I say to her, well, it'd probably be easier for me to protect you, just in case this person does find out where you are somehow, if you're in the bed with me. So I think the best thing would be if you were to get into the bed with me and sleep with me in my bed. Because that way, if anything happens, he's going to have to come through me to get to you. It's not like he's going to break in and maybe find you asleep in another room and he'll do something to you before I can get in there to stop it. So she kind of thinks, well, that sort of makes sense. Yeah, all right. So she gets into bed with me, and then I say, well, I think we should snuggle. I think if we were holding each other, if I had you in my arms, if he came in and tried to hurt you, well, again, I'd be better able to protect you, because if I'm fast asleep, he's going to have to interfere with me to get to you then. And I keep pushing it further and further, and eventually I say, well, maybe really we should just have sex. Because if we had sex, that would really strengthen the bond between us, and it'd make me even more protective of you, or whatever. Well, at some point during that process, even though I told her the truth about the danger, and I didn't lie to her about that, she's going to get suspicious of me. And really, who could blame her? And she might even start to disbelieve me. And then she might not let me protect her, and then she might be vulnerable to actually being hurt by this person, because I've lost all credibility because I pushed things too far. Because I took that situation where I should have been protecting her, and I used it to push my own agenda. You see? Well, that's what our Prime Minister up here did with the Canadian people, if the threat was even what he claimed it was, which in my mind that's very doubtful, but even if it was, that's what he did. He did basically the same thing. And so, yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm not going to participate. I understand that there'll be many people mad at me. I understand there'll be consequences. I may end up in jail. Worse than that may happen to me. But I'm not going to participate because I have to follow my conscience on these matters. And if you feel that your conscience is telling you to participate, well,